I want to welcome you all to this tutorial. It's a pleasure having you. Okay, so in this video I'll be taking you through how you can actually make use of gradients in Adobe Illustrator, and how to apply gradients to your work, to your project or design. Okay, so we'll be designing a logo, so then we'll be designing a gradient logo so that you can get familiar with gradients and how you can do some manipulation here in Adobe Illustrator. For example, you can see we have this. I'll be designing something like this. Okay, so I designed this. I'll be designing something like this in this tutorial. Okay, so you can see it's a gradient logo. Okay, so without further ado, let's get going. So the first thing I'll be doing now is, you can see this as like a triangle, right? So I'm just gonna come over to my shape, right click, and I'm gonna click on my polygon. I'll double click on my polygon too, as you can see. Double click on my polygon too. So we have a triangle has 3 sides, right? So we have 3 sides here. I'm just gonna, if yours is not displaying 3 sides, you can just change it to 3. Make sure it's on 3 sides, then you click on OK. Then I'll go back to my move tool, which is this. So you can see what we have here, right? So I'm just gonna drag it, and I can change it to, I can change the angle by coming here as well. I think it should be 270 or thereabouts. Okay, so we have it here. Okay, this is where I want it. I can increase, I want to expand it. So if I should left click and expand it, you can see it could get distorted. Okay, so to have a perfect, let me go back, to have a perfect triangle or a perfect shape, whenever you want to expand something like that and you don't want it to get distorted, what you do is you can hold Alt. So while holding Alt, you double click and drag. You can see, you can just drag like so. Okay, we can make it okay, so let me just leave it like this. So you can see what we have here, right? Let me reduce the size a little bit. Okay, let me try to like increase this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now, after doing this, is to, what I'll do is I'll come over to edit, come to edit. So I want to copy this and paste this. I'll copy. Okay, so what I'll do is I want to paste it in place. If I should click on copy and paste this, the pasted one might just appear somewhere else. Okay, so what I'll do is after copying it, I'm going to come back to edit, and I'll click on place in place, paste in place. That is going to be placed on top of this shape. Okay, paste in place. So now I have it on top of this. So I now have 2 shapes here, as you can see. So let me go back. So what I want to do next is I want to drag this to the center. Okay, so if I should just left click and drag, I'm not going to have my results. Even if I hold my shift key and drag it, it's just going to go down. Okay, so what I want to do is to make sure that it's been adjusted in the center. So what I'm talking about is, I'll be holding my shift and my alt key. You click on your shift and your alt key. So while holding the 2, you double click here, and what you can see, what I'm doing, you can see it's now been adjusted to the center like so. Okay, so I can just leave it like so. Next thing I want to do is to change the color of this new shape by coming over to the fill here. You can see fill, click on fill, then I'm going to click on the white color. So I want to make use of white color here. Okay, you can see what we have. Okay, perfect. So next thing I want to do now is to let me see if I can just reduce the size of this a little bit. Hold your alt, your shifts and alt, then click and just drag it down a little bit more. Okay, alright, I think it's cool like this. So what I'll be doing next is to click on this first rectangle, the black one, the bigger one, triangle rather, the bigger one. That what I'll do is I want to round the corners. Okay, I want to round the corners. So what I can do is to just, you can see this point here, this anchor point here, this particular one I'm pointing at with my cursor. Just left click and double click and drag it in. As you can see, as I drag it in, you can see I'm getting the rounded corner. Okay, so I think it's cool like this. Okay, it's cool like this. So having done that, next thing I want to do now is to come over to my my pen tool. Let me kind of zoom in. Okay, come to my pen tool. Okay, the shortcut key for pen tool is P. Okay, I'm just gonna come over here. You can see these anchor points, this anchor, you click on it. Okay, let me kind of come in. Let me bring this so that we can see what we are doing. Okay, so go back to my pen tool. This point here, I'm gonna click on it. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here, something like here. I'm going to double click and drag like so. Okay, you can see what we have. All right, so you can see what we have. Then I'm going to click on my selection tool. So I have this. Next thing I want to do is to click on my pen tool once again. So I want to go to the outline mode so that I can have a proper view. Whenever it comes to like aligning lines like this, it's good to be in the outline or the in the outline mode. Okay, so I'm just gonna click on Ctrl Y. That's what I'm saying, Ctrl Y. Then we have this. Okay, so I want to come over here, click on these anchor points, click on this. So I'm just gonna come down here, make sure we have it like so. So make sure you can see my smart guide is on. Okay, my smart guide is on. It's kind of guiding me. You can see this, like this pink line. Okay, so if yours is not on, you can just go over to view. You can see if yours is off, like if it's off like this, go to view. I just on it. This is the smart guide. You can see, and the shortcut key is it's shift U. Should be shift U. Okay, of course shift U. Okay, Control U rather. It's Control U. Okay, so once you just so I click on this anchor point here, and you come over here. As you can see, my smart guide is guiding me. Come over here. Just kind of make sure it's cool. I'm going to double click and drag a little bit like so. Okay, so having done that, what I want to do is the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come out to my pen tool once again. Okay, so my pen tool, I have these two lines here. Okay, to my pen tool once again. So I want to draw the line here from this side. That's this point. Click on this. So I'll make sure this line is straight so that we have a proper line like so. You can see, make sure it's straight. That's why we're on the outline mode, so that we're perfect with what we're doing. Okay, and I'm gonna click on this. So I'm gonna click like so. Then, and this line, make sure the width is not too big and not too thin like this. Just make sure it's straight and it's perfect like so. Okay, I think it's cool like this. I'm just gonna bring it here and click on it. Let's go back to the normal mode by clicking on Ctrl Y again. So we have this. So what I'm gonna do is to change the color of this new shape here. I'm gonna click on the fill color here. I'm gonna make it white. Okay, so having done that, the next thing I want to do is so you can see what we have here. You can see what we have. So it's white. We have white. So what I want to do now is to join these two colors together. We have a white triangle here, right? And this is a new shape here. I want to join these two together. So how do I do that? I can actually do that using the shape builder tool to do that, or I can use the pathfinder. I can come to the pathfinder section. If I want to use the shape builder tool, what I have to do first is to align. I just have to select these two shapes by coming over here. As you click on this now, I've selected this. The next one is hold my shift key and click on this. So these two shapes have been selected. I can come to my shape builder. Okay, and after selecting the two on, I can just left click and drag in between the two, and these two shapes will be joined together. You can see if I go to my outline mode, you can see what we have. They are joined together. Okay, go back. Okay, let me go back. So if I go to my offline mode, you can see here they are not joined together. It's because I just click on undo. Okay, so now another way you can do it, after selecting the two shapes you want to join together, I can come to under my pathfinder and click on, you can see unite, to unite them, and they have now turned into just a single shape. Okay, so having done that, the next thing I want to do is to I hope you are following me, please. It's not difficult. If there's any parts you don't get clearly, just kind of take it back a little bit and rewatch it and listen to me carefully, please. So the next thing I want to do now is to, after joining these new shapes and these together, they are now one. Okay, the next thing I want to do is let me show you something now. Let me just go to my rectangle tool. I want to show you something. Let me go back to the normal mode. Let me zoom in a little bit. If I should go to my rectangle tool here, okay, let me just I want to show you something. Do a rectangle, and let me change the color of this shape to say yellow. Okay, and let me just come back to this, click on arrange, send to back. As you can see, there is this shape is here, this white shape, the triangle and this are joined together. And so what I want to do next is I want to subtract this white from this black. So how do I do that? Let me just let me bring this shape down here. Okay, so what I want to do is to click on let me highlight the two first thing is to highlight the two. I can either click on the first one and while holding my shift key and click on the second one, okay, or just simply left click and just drag like so and align the two together. So the two have been aligned. I can as well use the the shape builder tool to subtract this from this. But after highlighting the two, I'm just going to come to my shape builder to click on the shape builder. I'm going to come over here. So while holding my alt, I'm going to click on this. Now this shape has been subtracted from this. If I should go to my my outline mode, you can see what we have here. Control Y. So let me go back to let me bring in this shape once again and let's see what we have. You can see that this the white here has disappeared, but we still need to remove this other white. Okay, let me just take it back. Just have to highlight it too, my shape builder, holding my alt key, click on this, and that one also is gone. I cannot bring this down. You can see that means we've subtracted the white from this shape, so it's now transparent. That's what I'm showing you. It's now transparent. There's nothing in the middle anymore. Okay, there's nothing here anymore. Okay, so that's one way of doing it anyways. Another way you can do it is by, so after highlighting here, now I've returned it. I just click on undo by clicking on Ctrl Z. Okay, so now another way to do it, after highlighting the two like so. Okay, after highlighting, oops, so after highlighting the two like so, so what I want to do is you can as well subtract it by coming over to this pathfinder section and click to minus. You can see, so once I click on click to minus, it's going to minus the whites from the black, the one on top from the one behind, which is the black triangle. So if I should bring this now here, if I should bring this back here, you can see what we have here. Perfect job. Okay, it has been deleted. It has been subtracted from the black triangle. Okay, so having done that, what I want to do next is that I'm just gonna left click. I'm gonna highlight. So I want to click on this shape here. I don't want this. This is currently the one we drew with our pen tool is on fill and is on black. If I should change the color to white, you see what I'm talking about. Sorry, this color here you can see is on black. What is it? Let me just highlight. Okay, this particular one here. I can go to my outline mode to see how it pop up. Okay, now I've clicked on it. You can see it's on black. Okay, it's on black. If I should change it to white, you see what I'm talking about. Okay, it's on black now. White on black now. It's on white now. So what I want to do is that I don't want any color for this. Actually, I don't want any color for this. Control. So to do that, I'm going to click on the fill. I don't want a color. I don't want a stroke for this. I click on Control on my fill box and click on cancel. You can see this, none. I don't want any color for it. So I don't also want any stroke. If I should increase the stroke, you can see we are having stroke now. Let me change the color to white. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I change the color of the stroke to white and I kind of increase the stroke, let me just click on this, arrange, center back. You can see what we're doing. You can see what we have here. that means I'll just increase the stroke, and you can see this, you can see it on top of it, so I don't want that as well. So what I want to do is, let me go back to my outline mode. I want to click on it, and I'm just going to cancel the stroke as well. I don't want any stroke for this. Cancel the stroke as well. Okay, so the same thing, I'm going to do the same thing for the other one here, this one as well, and I'm going to click on cancel, fill none, stroke none. Okay, it's as simple as that. So once I'm done, the next thing I want to do now is to the next thing I want to do now is to kind of I want to apply color to this. Because we have 3 sections here now. I kind of use the line that I made here to divide this triangle into 3 parts. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go over to my you come over to the shape builder and right click and see we have the live paint bucket. That's what I want to use. So in case yours is not displaying, just come over here, click on this, and make sure I try to bring this to the advanced tool, okay, so that I can make use of some other tools here. Okay, so once you click on the shape builder tool, right click on it, and you can see the live paint bucket, and the shortcut for that is K. So once I have it, what I want to do is to come over to my fill and just choose and select any color. For example, I want to select this. I'm just gonna come over here now. If I click it, you can see it's not well functional, and the reason is because I haven't highlighted this shape here. So convert, firstly I have to highlight this. After highlighting this, you can see then I'm going to click on the live paint bucket too. Okay, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to select any color. I'm going to click on this. You can see we have different colors here. Click on this, for example, you can see. So I'm trying to paint them individually. Okay, so I hope you're getting me right. So I'm going to come over here, click on this. You can use any color for this, doesn't matter for now. What I want to, I haven't gone to what I want to achieve. Okay, so this is very, very nice. You can see we have 3 colors here already. Okay, so after doing that, next thing I want to do is make sure the 3 have been highlighted. What I want to do now is to, after adding a color, I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to go over to let me go over to objects. Okay, to objects, and I'm going to click on expand. Okay, so once I click on expand, there won't be any anchor points here, and I can be able to do some other things once I click on expand. So make sure everything is selected and you click on OK. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to divide this into 3 different shapes. The first one here, the second one, the third one here. That's why I had to first expand it. So after expanding it now, I can now after expanding, I can go click on my direct selection, my direct selection too. You can see now we now have 3 individual shapes here. If I didn't expand it, this might not be possible. So the first one is that I'm going to double click on this. I want to go inside of it. So after double clicking on it, I'm going to go over to my edit. I'm going to cut it, as you can see. Sorry. Okay, so what I'll do next is to I can, instead of cutting, I think we can just continue like this anyways. Let me just, it's still going to be applicable. I don't want to make this look too complicated. Oops. Okay, let me just leave it like so. I'm gonna click on this while holding my direct selection tool. I'm gonna click on this. You can see, okay, and you can so make sure you're clicking on this. So what I want to do next is to I want to add gradients to this first part here. So I'm gonna click on the gradients. Yeah, this is the gradients. The gradient panel here. You can if yours is not displaying gradients, just make sure you click on this. You click on essential classic. Okay, so once I click on it, I'm going to click on the box here, this gradient box. Okay, you can see it's been applied to everything. This is not what I want. Let me just go back. Let me go back. So I'm gonna highlight everything like so. So after highlighting everything, I'm gonna click on this. So gradients not working. Okay, let me go to objects. Have I expanded it? I've expanded it already. Then I can come to, now I can click on this. Okay, I thought I had expanded it already. Okay, what happened is that I didn't expand. I thought I had expanded it already. So you just come over here. After doing that, you highlight everything. You can just come to objects and expand. Okay, so once you expand, you can now select the shapes individually. You can see we have 3 different shapes now, right? Okay, so once I click on this, you come over to ingredients. I'm going to click on the ingredient box. Okay, so I want to apply some colors here. Okay, these colors. So before doing that, let me just go back and let me show you the colors I want to be using. So let me go to my color swatches. This is my color swatches here. Okay, so these are the colors I want to apply below. These ones that this one that has white colors below them. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So these ones. So to create a color swatch is the reason why I create a color swatch is that it's really good because you can actually change. So once you if you create a swatches a color swatches now, and you apply it to a particular shape or to a design, what you're doing, if you want to change the color of that swatches, okay, to, if you want to change, I want it to be applied to every item that you've applied the color to. Okay, once you change the swatches, it's going to affect the other ones. So that's the benefit of the color swatches. Okay, so to create one, for example, I could just come over to, let me say I want to add this to my color swatch. Let me say I want to add this particular color here. Okay, so what I can do is, after creating a color, you can just click on this new swatch. Okay, and just you can create a name and create a name for it. You can as well, if you have a code for you, this is the RGB. Okay, if you have the value for your for example, let me say 200, and for your green, let me say we have 60. Oops, 60. And for your blue, let's say you want to make use of 7. Okay, so once you have this, if you click on OK, you can see what it gives us. Okay, you can see the color it gives us. So if you want to add it to a color swatch now, sorry, so let me show you. This should have been added to the color swatches already. You can see the color is down here. This is the color we just added, this particular one. You can see 1771182. This is the same thing as this. So once you just click on this plus, you don't add in your value, or just click on any color here, on the color box. You click on any color here, you can just come down here, click on plus, then you click on OK. You can see it has been added to the color swatch. You can see it's the blue here. Okay, so I can click on it and delete it if I want. Okay, so having said that, what I want to do next is to, like I said, I want to apply gradient to this, right? So what I'll be doing is, okay, I want to show you the code for the colors I want to use. Okay, back to my color swatches, and so the swatches I want to use are these colors. You can just quickly pause them and check out the value for them. So I'm just gonna double click on this now, so you can see this is the value for the first one. For this color I'm using here, you can pause it and just write it down so that I can make use of it. Okay, so the next one I want to use is that's the first one. This is the next one over here. You can pause it as well. Okay, you just have to input this arrow, you input the G, and you input the blue value, and you click on OK. Okay, the color swatch. Okay, next one. This is the next one here. This is the next one. Okay, the next color I want to use. Okay, next color I'll be using this. Just pause it and you can jot it down if you want to use the same color as mine. So just double click. You can see this is the next one I want to use. This is the value. Okay, this is the next one I want to use, as you can see. Okay, so having said that, the next thing I want to do is to apply my gradients to this color, to this side first. So you can see I clicked on this side. I'm just going to come back to my to gradients, the gradients panel here. Double click on it, click on it. I'm going to click on this box. Okay, good. So you can see what we have here. Now the first thing is the first thing I want to do is this is the first side I want to add. So the first color I want to add here is this like purple. I'm going to double click on this circle. You can see the gradient slider. Double click on it. Then the first one I had is this. These are my swatches here. I'm going to click on this. Okay, so after clicking on that, that's the first one I want to add. The next one I want to add is you come over here down to, you can see the other slider. Double click on it. Now we're going with this. Okay, and the next one I want to add is I want to add another slider. So I can just hold my Alt key and click on this. Hold Alt and click on where you want to add it. You can also set a precise location for this. But you come over to the location here, I can set this at 50% so that it's gonna be in the middle. You can see I can set the location to like 80%. Click on enter. You can see where it is. So I want it to be in the middle. Actually, I put on 50% and click on enter. You can set the location for each one of these slider. Okay. Oops. So that's that about that. So as you can see what we have here, this is we want it to be in a vertical form, right? And this is kind of horizontal form. So to do that, we just have to change the angle. To do that, we just have to change the angle. I'm just gonna come over here. You can see this is the angle. So I want to be, I think it should be 90 degree. Click on enter. You can see what we have. Okay, perfect. So you can perhaps you want to flip this around. You want this to come up and you want this to come down. You just have to come here, click on it, and it's gonna be flipped around. You can see. Okay, that is that about that. So the next one is this. Okay, I'm gonna click on it. Make sure you can see I'm using this with the direct selection tool. With the direct selection tool, right? I'm gonna click on the second one here, and I'm gonna click on the box. Okay, automatically it applies the previous one to this. I want to change this. I'm gonna click on, double click on the first one here. So we have yellow here. This is my yellow here. So my color swatch. I'm gonna double click on the second one here. We have like the first one's like orange. The second one is like pure yellow. I think this. Okay, the first one is the first one. Let me do it. The first one is the orange, which is this. Okay, so the next one, which is this, is the green, which is this, as you can see. Okay, so you can come over here and manipulate these the way you want it to be. Okay, so you can see adding ingredients is very simple. You just have to get it right. The next one is this. I'm going to click on this as well. Click on this. I'm going to double click on the first one here. Okay, then I'm going to change the color. So the first one I want to change the color is, you can see we have this like blue, something like this. Okay, so the next one is this. Let me double click on this. I have my color here. Okay, my green color here, and I'll double click on this as well. I'm gonna add the third color that I want to add, which is, I think, this. Okay, so for this, actually I think I need to add the, okay, so what I'll do next is to click on this and make sure it's in the center. The location, I want to make the location 50%, like so. Of course you can adjust this to suit your needs. Okay, you can adjust this like so and make sure it's cool. Okay, oops. Okay, just have to play around this and just kind of play around this. I just play around this, and so that is about that. We have something similar, right? Okay, so you can see what we have. This background color here, we can change the fill. Let's make it something like let's try out something like this. Okay, then we can bring this below. Oops. You can check the color. You can come to this, double click on this, so we can have something precise, something like let's check it out on a black background. Check it out on a black background, and let's see. Oops, you can see. Look at how beautiful this is, isn't it? So I can just group this together. Okay, you can just come over here once again, and again you can just try out different colors to see how it goes. Okay, different background colors. Try black. Okay, you can see different colors just to check it out. Wow, so you can see what we're doing. So we have something really similar, right? Okay, I think this one is even beautiful. It's more beautiful than this anyways. All right, so that's how you make use of gradients. You can see we just created a gradient logo. All right, that is about that. Okay, all right, thank you very much for watching. It's a pleasure having you. Bye for now.